Hey folks, this is Julia Patterson talking to you from Success with Dynamic Duo. Here we are at 10 o'clock on a Sunday night doing a video for you. No, only results, no excuses, right? I'm here with my partner, Sean Harvey. He's up in Edmonton, and we're proud to announce that it's warmer here.
Yes, amen.
We just want to touch a little bit about procrastination tonight and what holds people back, because that seems to be a real theme that we're seeing in a lot of people's lives. And Sean and I both experienced it ourselves. And, you know, we'd like to kind of share a little bit about what we've done about it. And Sean, I'm going to let you go first because you're the one who picked that topic tonight. So go for it.
Procrastination. Perfect. I used to be a big procrastinator, like many of you have been. You know, when you want something and you want to take the easy road, I used to procrastinate. I still do a little bit, and I have mentors now to kick me in the behind to get me up off my anatomy and focused on what I need to do. And I procrastinated as well for many years on getting a mentor because I didn't see the value in what they provided and what they brought to the table. And I look back at many organizations that were connected with me, like Loblaws Corporation, you know, National Grocers, whatever you want to call them, Western Grocers, and they're a big multinational company. And they literally started in Edmonton, Toronto, Vancouver, and they literally went global. And Galen Weston now owns multiple companies worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And I look at this and I go, if he could do it, why can't I do it? The only thing stopping me is mentors and having a dream. And I had that big dream, but I procrastinated to get out of my comfort zone because I was comfortable in my job. And I literally had an aha moment when somebody reached out to me and said, Sean, if you don't change what you've been doing, you won't change what you've been getting. And that's the definition of insanity. And I lived in insanity for a number of years. I wasn't in a mental institution, but I should have been. And I should have been highly medicated. I really should have. Because now that I look back on my life and what I've done in the last 8-10 years, I'm going, man, it's mind-blowing on what's out there and available to people. Once I got out of my own way, and I made a decision to not procrastinate anymore, and I got around some good people that were doing big things, bigger things that I wanted to do, like I wanted to do. It truly made a turning point in my life. And here's the best part of any opportunity that you're in. It's part-time, you plug in, there's no risk. And I know there's many of you out there that, you know, have a job and are doing things for your family to provide for their families, for your families. And as we provide for our families. And I just wanted to share this with you, that if you can benefit by getting connected with the right people and stay close, rather than have that crab bucket syndrome where you're trying to do a new venture or an opportunity or do something different in your life, and you have those workers that you work with, you know, mates per se, family members, you know, maybe your spouse that's talking you out of it and they want to keep you comfortable. I would highly recommend you get out of the way, because those people are going to hold you back from your wildest dream. And you remember how when we were kids, we have big, hairy, audacious goals, and everybody, you know, in my life anyways, and I'm sure some of you can relate. When we're children, let's say, for example, the little boy wants to be a firefighter. The first thing the mom or dad will usually end up saying is, oh, you don't want to do that. You know, you go into a burning building, you could fear for your life, you could this, you could that. You make all these excuses, and what did you do to that little boy's dreams? You beat them down. As we grow older, our dreams have been in us for 25 plus years. We've been beaten down our whole lives. So we're basically not alive anymore to those dreams because people have pushed us down our whole entire lives. Anytime you have a great idea and you go home to your wife or your kids or your grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, and you say you have this awesome dream, they're like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. They know you as a truck driver. They know you as a max worker. They know you as that warehouse employee. They know you as that tow truck driver. Rather than people encourage you to fight for your goals and dreams, they distract you and hold you back from them.
Mhm.
Does that kind of make sense? So don't procrastinate in your life about what you want. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you're already in a business model, you're already in a system that could potentially take you to the promised land. And even, let's not talk about the promised land. What would an extra $500 or $1,000 do for the average family in North America, and even around the globe? That would save you from the financial hell of the financial institutions. That would save you from staying in your house or your car getting repoed. Actually having a turkey at Christmas time, right? That's the scenario. So when you have those things and you do those things, you can do whatever you want in your life. Don't procrastinate, because you only have one life. One life. We only have one life. There's no do-over. There's no going back, fixing the next 10 to 12 chapters. You got to do this for your family. And I know you guys are committed to making sure that your families are fed and paying the bills. But at the end of the day, you procrastinate about telling your bosses that, my kid's birthday's coming up. My grandma's sick in the hospital. I have to take the day off because I have to go pick up the baby. And the bosses control you, and they know that. They play you like a puppeteer. Cut the strings. End the procrastination. It will change your life. I promise you. Procrastination is the biggest disease on the planet besides excuse-itis. Rather than you should, make it a must. Go ahead, Julia.
I just want to put another little bit of a different spin on the family discouraging us. I know for myself, I've heard that too in different ways, and honestly, I was probably my own worst enemy because I didn't believe in myself. But I do know that a lot of times families have the best intentions because they don't want to see us get hurt. They don't want to see us get disappointed because they love us. But on the other side, they don't realize that they are quashing our dreams or not thinking of it in that way. But for me, what worked is I really appreciate you sharing. I appreciate you caring enough to tell me how you feel, but this is really important to me and I'm going to do it anyway. I love you and thank you very much. So that was one thing I wanted to share. As far as procrastination goes, I know for myself, when I started getting clear on my goals and my dreams and my vision, my purpose, my why, procrastination has kind of, disappeared more so than it ever has in my life. And I've noticed a huge difference in the last month, because I do have that big vision, right? And I know where I'm going, what I'm doing, and what my life is about. So I find that for me, that's been a huge, huge issue, like a huge, give me more clarity, I guess you could say, because it's been really huge for me. So anyway, I just wanted to share that part and just put a different perspective on it.
Awesome. So here's what most people end up doing. Rather than look forward, they're always looking in the rear view mirror.
Yeah.
And I had an aha moment today when I was with my publisher, and I broke down on Facebook telling you guys about my why, and hopefully many of you will see it. I'm going to try and piece it together because my cell phone died and somebody else had to record it. But it wasn't to make you feel sorry for me, but I just want you to know how passionate and purposeful I am about what I want to do in my life. But most importantly, what I want to help you do in your life, because it's about you, not me. It's about not about Julie or I, it's about you.
Mhm.
Because we know what you're going through or in the process of or coming out of. And if we don't, we got a pretty good idea of what you're going through. We can help you with that.
Mhm.
And I literally, the reason why I broke down, and I don't have a father figure in my life to support me. It's been 20 years since I spoke to the person that's adopted me, and you know what? It's his loss, my gain. I don't look in the rear view mirror about the mistakes and whatever I made as a teenager and as a younger adult growing up. But you know what? I had two very important role models in my life, and those were my grandparents. I lived with my grandparents for a better portion of my life. I probably wouldn't be having this conversation with you today, or Julia, and I probably wouldn't have asked her to come and be my partner in this show if I didn't. And I say that because I made some choices that, you know what, I had to get the right mentor, and that's where that mentorship started. You lead your family in the way that you want to be led. I'll give you an example. You're in the grocery store. You see this mom or this dad yelling and screaming at their kid like they're just like right off the wall, like ballistic. I've seen it happen, and my son has seen it happen, and he says, Dad, thank God you've had leadership in your life to help me understand as a child which is the best way to act in public. And I've never hit my kid once, not once. I haven't needed to. But I look at parents like that, and I don't judge, but I'm thinking to myself, wow, that parent's in a tough spot. That parent could be a single parent. Got lots of stress going on in the background.
Mhm.
And that stress in the background really controls your paradigm and your persona. You don't walk around with a smile if you got lots of problems. Right? You walk around with a frown, and it takes you more muscles in your face to frown than it does to actually smile.
Mhm.
It's amazing what smiling does. It's hard for me to look at Julia and not smile and have her smile back.
Yeah.
She's not going to go, how's that guy looking at me for? Does that make sense? So everybody's got crap going on in their lives. We understand that. And again, to reiterate, if you haven't seen our show before, this is why this environment came about, is to help you and support you, because I too was one of those entrepreneurs, and I'm sure Julia was too, that needed this kind of environment to help her get out of her own way and get out of her stinking thinking.
Mhm.
Because I know I did. And I was so hungry for that environment. That environment was not there. There's so many great people out there. They say that the graveyard is the richest place on the planet, is because there's people with great ideas that passed away that didn't put them to work, that didn't write a chapter they didn't like. Guess what? You're writing the next chapter of your life. If you don't like the chapter, change it. You change your thoughts, your words, and your emotions, it'll change your life. Get out of your own way, get in contact with the right people that want to help you win. And remember, this isn't about pitching. You're already in deals. This is about help support you and guide you along the way in your journey. Because it's not easy being an entrepreneur, but you know what? It's so worth it.
Mhm.
And if your why is your biggest reason why, you need to figure out what your why is. Your why is why you get out of bed and go to work every day. If you like fighting with rush hour traffic to go to work and clutching on that freaking coffee as you drive to work, and you hate your job, why would you go to work to something that you hate just to pay the bills? Find a new job. But we also have to reflect every morning when we wake up. Guess what? Somebody woke you up today. There's millions of people around this globe that did not wake up last night, this morning. So you have a lot to be grateful for. And I did a Facebook post, and I'm gonna continue this in my video. You have friends that care about you. You have business colleagues. You have family. You have kids. You have wives. You have a car to drive. You have a job. You have food to eat. Clothes to wear. You don't have to sleep in a ditch with a blanket with cardboard boxes. There's always somebody else out there that's worse off than you and I and Julia and many others put together.
Absolutely.
So have an attitude of gratitude to be thankful for what you do have and don't worry about what you don't have. Focus on your goals and dreams. Get into an environment that'll help you support you. And we'll take your life to a whole new level if you're in the right place that encourage, praise, and recognize you for what you do in your life. And let me tell you this, my life has completely changed in the last 90, 120 days. My vibration is through the freaking roof. I'm up 18, 19 hours a day. It doesn't bother me. You know why? Because my why is my fuel to where I want to go. And there was a guy on our call tonight, Daniel. He's going to see this, I'm sure. I can't remember his last name, but anyways, he's in our group. He works what I used to work. When he's telling me his story from the last call and this call, I had freaking goosebumps on my arm because I'm like, I'm not going back to that crap. That used to be my life. I can relate with him. And I used to bust my anatomy too for 6 to 7 days a week. It wasn't very fun sleeping on 4 hours of sleep. Because you know those big transport trucks that are flying up and down the highway at 110 kilometers an hour? That was me, pulling two 53-foot trailers, 160 feet long, Edmonton, Calgary, Edmonton, Fort McMurray, Edmonton, Grand Prairie, for at least 17 plus hours every single day of the week. And guess what? Rain, snow, ice, fog, roads shut, fatality. I had to get in my truck. I had to go to the warehouse, grab my load of groceries, and go and sit on the road until they opened it. That was my job. Didn't matter if the highway was shut. The warehouse had to get the load out of the warehouse. So what do? I wanted to get myself in from the passenger seat of my life to the driver's seat, where I call the shots. If I got to go and somebody gets sick, whatever happens, I drop what I'm doing. Sorry, Julia, I got to go. I'll communicate with you because I've already had to do it. I did it last week with my son. And I know there's many of you that miss your children's events. I had to miss my children's events for many years. It really sucks. But you know what? Because I made a decision to become an entrepreneur, to make additional income on top of my full-time income, I'm now able to control my life. And guess what? I don't have a job. I fired my boss last November. Told him where to go, how to get there, and what road to take. Because he was one of those bosses that didn't give a crap about my family, and he was an ignorant, egotistical dickhead. So do what you need to do for your families, but on the other side, make sure you partner up with great people, and I'm sure you already are in your opportunities. If you're looking for an opportunity, we can talk later, but this isn't about that. When your mind is open, things will come into your life and your heart that were beyond your wildest dreams. And I spoke to my publisher today about what I wanted to do with the live stream and our live studio audience, and having an in-house talk show where Julia and I are in the same room, not in two different cities. He had goosebumps. And I told him, I said, Raza, you're going to be one of the guys because you're already mentoring me in the speaking program. I'm going to fly you and your wife out and your little girl, and you can sit in the front row and you'll be our guest speaker. And he's like, dude, that's awesome. So go ahead, Julie. I'll be quiet now.
Oh, really?
I'm a talker. Can you not tell? But I'm so.
No, thanks for telling me.
Talk.
Yeah, pretty much. So back to what Sean was saying about mentorship, and I've had that pretty much the same path where I was looking for good mentors. And for a long time, I got it from books because I didn't have those people in my life, the actual physical people. At that time, I couldn't choose to afford to do that. And, or, they were in other places and I couldn't get away to go see them or whatever. But you know what? Even if that's where you start, that's a good place to start. And with the internet now, I mean, you can get access to so much great information. And, like look up Bob Proctor, Zig Ziglar, Joe Vitale, Brendan Burchard. There's so many. The list can go on, right? And so I really encourage, or both of Sean and I really encourage you to find somebody that you resonate with and just keep on doing a little bit every day. I mean, that's what's the difference. It can make such a huge difference in your life, right? So I think that I know that one of the reasons we wanted to get on tonight is to invite everyone to come and check out our live show on Wednesday. And that is at it's 12 o'clock or Mountain Standard Time, right, Sean? So 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Eastern.
Standard. Yeah. So we'll be posting things on our page about that, and hopefully you'll be able to come and join us live because it'd be awesome to have you on there. But we got a really great guest speaker this week, so it's pretty exciting to actually be able to chat with these folks and hear their story, and they can give us golden nuggets of what we can do to improve our lives. So it's really, really, really exciting, and we're very honored to be able to offer these people, have these people on with us, and so that you can actually even ask questions. So it's really kind of cool to be able to do that. So anyway, I don't really have a lot to say tonight, Sean. You're doing really.
All right, well, I'll talk for a little bit more if that's okay. Is that okay with you?
That's fine by me.
Okay, we're good. Okay, I'm getting word from the director that we're good. We're good for a few more minutes. So, I know this is going to blow your mind, but most people are selfish. I'm a little bit selfish too. So is Julia. We all are. It's human nature. But think of this for a moment. Stop being selfish, because you are holding you back from your true abundant life. You really are. I held myself back. I broke through a bunch of things. I have a few more things to go, and I'm on my way. When you build relationships with people and you connect with them on a subconscious level where you give them goosebumps when you have a conversation with them, it's a totally different experience. It really is. I made the lady cry today, and there was many others crying when I cried, not because I'm a bad person, because they connected with me. Mm-hmm. When you connect with people about what's important, I can't fake cry. Even if I wanted to right now, I couldn't fake cry. And you can't fake goosebumps. I'm genuine. Julia's genuine. So think of this. When you have that connection, people got crap going on. People don't care how much you know until they know you care. And when you have that conversation with them and actually spend a few minutes with them, maybe have a Skype call like we're doing right now. Connect with them on a one-on-one basis and share with them your vision and what some of your pains are and what you're passionate about. And they'll see if they can help you make those happen. If they can't, I'm sure they know somebody that will. Because people got a lot of stuff going on in their lives, they got the blinders on. The best thing that could ever have happened to them is probably right in front of their nose, and they can't smell the roses. Why do you think that smell the roses scenario came about? Because people get too busy, hung up in all their crap. Kid's bike breaks down, car accident happens, cell phone falls in the toilet, job loss, kid gets sick, have to miss a day of work, got a flat tire on the way to work, got to leave work early to go pick up the kid. I mean, mind-blowing. I look at this. I lived in Toronto for 1 year. Most people spend 5 hours a day, 2.5 hours in the morning, 2.5 hours in the evening, stuck on traffic on the 401.
Ugh.
Bumper to frickin' bumper. 5 lanes one way, 5 lanes the other. Literally, you're not moving. And they stress, they're waiting, and they're trying to get home to the daycare. And I said, why do you do that to yourself? Take the 407. Yeah, but that's out of the way. I'm like, okay. So I literally go 15 minutes north. I'm on the 407, and I drive all the way down, do what I need to do, and come back down. I'm literally home an hour and 3/4 before them, and I spend $5 on the 407. So you tell me if your time's not precious. Time is our most precious commodity. Here's the unfortunate part. We can never get back time.
That's right.
It's gone. Poof. 43 years of my life and counting is gone. What we can make back is money. So if we're not doing minuscule things in our businesses that are stopping us from doing, you know what? A very good mentor of mine told me, get out of your own way and hire a virtual assistant and get somebody on your payroll to take care of things so you can actually have a life while having a business. You got to take those investments. You have to. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather spend $400 a month on having a VA look after my stuff on the weekends so that I can spend time with my son at the hockey game. Because guess what? If I didn't, guess what would have happened? I wouldn't have been at his hockey game last weekend when he got hurt, and I had to take him to emergency because he got a really bad concussion, and he was off school and hockey for the next 21 days. Imagine how I would have felt if I hadn't have been there, even though he didn't want to go. I overrule his decision. So I know that there's a lot of people out there that are struggling right now. Get with your teams, get with your people, get into our environment so we can help you in the business models that you're in so you can once and for all win in your life. And there's so many funding opportunities out there to help you fund your big deals. It will change your life for 2017 once and for all. The only thing that you have to do is get out of your own way and actually come into this environment, and you'll see what we're talking about. And I know you know team members that are in your businesses right now that can use inspiration, could use some motivation, could use some one-on-one conversations. We're all busy, but busy people make things happen. I'm never too busy to sit down with somebody because I care. And if I get to that point, I'll hire 4 more other VAs so I can actually spend time and actually connect with you. Because I actually send 2-minute video clips to my email list because I care that much. Who does that? Very few select people do that. I want to build an army of like-minded troops so we can go and change the world one person at a time with this environment. And that's why I'm so ever grateful for Julia accepting my offer to come and partner up with me in this amazing group that we've started. I'm forever blessed. Your life will never be the same. And we want your success stories. We want to hear your challenges. We want to hear what you're going through. And it could be a little thing as you generated 1 lead or you got 1 new business partner in your business opportunity. We want to hear about your successes. We want to take those successes and 20x them. Change your life. So we'll end with that for tonight. Thank you for spending this last 30 minutes with us. I thank you. I hope you got some value. But guys, like, comment, and share this video. Share it with your people. Bring your people into an environment where they're going to be safe. They will not be pitched. I promise you that. And there's no negativity in our group. None. We both, I believe, have positive mental attitudes. PMA, not PMS. Positive mental attitude. So we look forward to seeing you on the next live. Bring your people out. You're not going to want to miss Wednesday, the 21st of December, 2016 at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern. This $1 million earner is going to blow the top off of this group. Like literally, get your people there, rally the troops. There's 100 spots, live studio audience. Be there or be square. We'll see you on the next live. Take care. Have a great night.
Night.